This is absolutely out of context to say that the government is sanctioning such action that is being aired with vested interest with the Human Rights Commission sessions coming round the corner. This is not something new. Sri Lankan government and the rest of the world is fully aware not to be gullible for such thing to claim a democratically elected government which has defeated terrorist organization which was tormenting and brutally killing and butchering innocent civilians. I will only say one thing. Honorable Senator Bob Carr recently went on record on television when he was asked in Parliament whether the Sri Lankans returning, voluntary or involuntary, are being tortured or harassed, as you very unfairly claiming. And his answer was, since the return, there had been no such complaints. There had been one such complaint to the Sri Lankan High Commission in Colombo, and that was investigated and found to be baseless. These baseless allegations are unfounded, and the government of Sri Lanka is totally rejecting it. And people who make this allegation forget the terrorists who were doing various atrocities behind the walls of the terrorist organization are now defeated, and they are smarting from that defeat.
We have heard from Human Rights Watch their criticisms of the actions of the Tamil Tigers as well. Admiral, I just wanted to...
action of the Tamil Tigers. There is nobody to ask, nobody to clarify. They can just keep on saying both sides. The fact remains, Sri Lankan government rescued 300,000 civilians.
And we've heard your comments about that before.
Right.
I don't want to go into that in detail. What I would like to discuss with you, Admiral, is these recent allegations. And I want to make clear, I'm not making the allegations. The ABC is not making the allegations. The report is written by Human Rights Watch. It has interviewed 75 people, both women and men, who say that they were raped and tortured by the police and army officials in Sri Lanka. You say that the government did not sanction this as a policy. Do you believe that rape took place in the way it's described by Human Rights Watch?
Absolutely no. If you go to the JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association, they carried out, immediately after the completion of the conflict, they carried out a survey of 1,900 women who were released and been settled. They could not find a single woman coming up and saying there was any rape or torture or anything. So those things are very clear. They are in black and white. This is the interest of the vested parties who are smarting of the defeat. Don't forget, 11,000 terrorists either surrendered or captured, has been rehabilitated and put to normal life. And they can be contacted. Please go to Sri Lanka. The Honourable Minister Bob Carr was in Sri Lanka. Deputy Opposition Leader of Australia was in Sri Lanka, and they have seen to themselves. There is embassies, the Western world. Sri Lanka is represented very well in Sri Lanka with embassies from various countries. These people have liberty to travel, to see into the organization, NGOs, question Sri Lankan authorities, and these countries have come to a conclusion that these are baseless. And Sri Lankan government totally reject.
Admiral, why would Human Rights Watch invent the testimonies of 75 people?
These Human Rights Watch are not credible.
What about the International Crisis Group, which has also reported on the sexual assault?
Credible.
Well, it is well respected internationally. It is well respected internationally as a very fair-handed analysis organisation.
They are respected internationally when they suits for various countries, but they are not fair when handling Sri Lankan issues. I don't want to comment on other issues. The rest of the world, conflicts supposed to have been completed, finished, but still the country is burning, bombs are being exploded, people are dying. But in Sri Lanka, 3 years after the conflict, single such event has not taken place. People can travel any length and breadth of the places. This type of thing do not help reconciliation.
Well, that is your claim. The Human Rights Watch claim is that rape and torture continues to happen.
So bring the credible evidence to open, we open the LLRC for people to come and give evidence. There are still investigations going on. Bring credible evidence, not doctored video footages, doctored photographs. Bring credible evidence and show it to the people, and that will be taken to the Sri Lanka is there to face any criticism with substantiated evidence. This hearsay evidence which have been collected that you cannot be identified for 40 years, 20 years, are not credible evidence.
Well, unfortunately, the lessons, the LLRC that you mentioned, the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission, which is the government inquiry into what happened during the conflict, is also seen by many as not credible. It's seen as the government's primary means of deflecting.
I reject that.
Well, let me finish my question, Admiral. Let me finish my question. It is seen that that particular Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission is seen as the government's primary means of deflecting pressure from international investigations in exactly the way that you are doing right now. It is not seen as credible. Why not allow an independent investigation into what's happening and clear these issues up in a way that is credible?
What is the credibility of the international investigation and what they are trying to do? When the Sri Lanka was tormented by terrorists for 30 years, where was this credible organization coming to find fault with the terrorists? They were they never supported the Sri Lankan government militarily to defeat this terrorism. And we had to do it ourselves, where the people of the armed forces and the normal civilian had to shed their lives. 20,000 shed their life, including Tamils and Sinhalese and Muslim civilians also. Military had to do that. And they sacrificed their lives to safeguard the Tamil people, the terrorists who were tormenting the Tamils. So having done that, now the terrorism is defeated, country is peaceful, progress is making, that you are making this false allocation to the...
Once again, I'm not making allegations. The Human Rights Watch organization is making allegations.
Yes, they are doing that to give oxygen to terrorists who are operating for the rest of the world. If we are there to see, but what is happening in the rest of the world, I don't want to comment. I speak of my country. Who gives arms? Who gives what? To what? Do what? But Sri Lanka, there was nothing like that. We fought with hard-earned money and the lives of the innocent civilians who were tortured and butchered by people. Let Sri Lanka manage themselves. We are capable of handling it. Lessons Reconciliation Commission, one time people said it's a whitewash. Now, including Australia, they have accepted it to be very credible. They have given certain very strong recommendations that is being studied by all quarters, and any allegation is being investigated. We will punish. Even we have punished certain soldiers who have found fault of...
How many soldiers have been punished for sexual assault during the conflict?
You find out for me. I am telling you, it is published in a document, number of soldiers punished.
Well, but you are the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka in Australia.
You, it has been punished.
How many? How many?
No, I don't want to tell you. You better find out. It is published in a document called an analysis of the conflict. And
that's fine, but we're on now. I'm not able to go and find that information out. Can you give me a rough estimate of how many people...
No, I'm not able to give you because you all are making false allegations.
Once again, Admiral, I'm not making any allegations. I'm asking you a question.
No, you have been spokesperson for the human rights, but you should have come to me first.
We are coming to you. We are coming to you to get your reaction to the report.
Over the phone, I have documents. If you come to my office, I will give you documentary evidence. Tell those people who are calling you, whatever the watch it could be, to not to give oxygen to terrorism. They want Sri Lanka to burn again. They want Sri Lankan situation to not to develop to the wonder of the Asia. People have gone and seen it. They are growing at a very good percentage growth. These are things that the country, and Sri Lanka was termed and nominated at the top most country to visit in 2010, not by us, it's by the Australian Lonely Planet Research, which has a long-standing reputation. They don't do these things just by self. If you, whatever the organization's statements are true, there is torture, there is whatever rape, all that, will any tourist go? Tourism has gone up by 25%.
I think they're very different issues. I think they're very different issues. There is certainly terrorism.
It is absolutely relevant.
With tourism continued during the Civil War. So
no, it has improved. You don't get me. 30% increase. People couldn't go to Jaffna. And do you know that Sri Lanka...
Of course they are, because now the Civil War has ended. Why wouldn't there be a 30% increase?
In Colombo, so-called tortured Tamils, in the population in Colombo, the city, the most dense position in this, majority is the minority ethnic groups. And the top businessmen now, all the ethnic group, which is only 10 or 15%. So these are hard facts. People are free to move in any place. Colombo, the people are living more. They buy land. They are having equal opportunity. Education is such. Sports is such. Everybody can take part. Why this false allegation? Bring credible evidence. Bring people who have seen this, heard it. Give evidence which is admissible in courts. Yes, Sri Lanka will look into it. That is the last thing that I can tell you. Without sending, when it is come to March, why can't this happen all through the year? They wait for the Human Rights Commission thing, and this person says that, and various reasons. So this is unfair, this is unacceptable by any standards of common sense.